James, he looks like he's gonna do blue wood. I actually am gonna show one thing real quick. Last week, Jim came over, he had a problem with some of his skew angles, tool angles. Came out of my house, I sharpened up some tools for him. And we played with this piece a little bit as we were just finishing up and trying it out. But it was just a straight piece of wood, and I cut the one bead on it. And so I went through and said, what can I make out of it real quick? So I turned a quick little leg. And I want you, I'm going to pass this around, and I want you to take a look at that. There is no sanding done on this piece at all. This is all straight off the tool. Most of this is done with a skew chisel. And good practicing, learning your skew, you're going to get your best. You're going to get your best finish off the tool. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Okay. All right. I hope everybody is going to answer these questions honestly. How many people here have a skew chisel?
Oh, yeah.
How many people hate your skew chisel?
Oh, no.
Why do you hate your skew chisel?
Oh, I can practice all I want, it's wonderful, and then when it gets to game time, bam!
Why do you hate your skew chisel?
First time I used it, it wasn't perfect at making meal. You can sense that, just toward you.
The biggest problem most people have with their skew chisel is not knowing how to present it to the work. And that's what we're going to talk about spindle basics today, and what I'm going to demonstrate. If you've seen the skew chisel video by Alan Batty, this is his practice piece that he does at the beginning of that video. And learning how to do these cuts really is going to help you improve your game on your spindle work. I do mostly spindle work, so it's kind of I use the skew for about 60% of my cut work. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use just kind of solid cuts into square shoulders, and I painted it blue so you can see the white wood behind it. Alan used black, but I didn't have any black spray paint in my house. I just had blue, so I decided to go with that today. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do kind of a rounded cut, just a soft shoulder. Where you start this cut is what kind of freaks some people out. You start about 1/4 of an inch ahead of the line. You over here, something? Okay, good. Make sure that's all right. And so you start a quarter inch ahead of the line, and you slowly work back until you get to this point right here, and you should meet up dead center on that line. All right. And how you present the chisel is what matters. You're going to first present it at 11 o'clock. When you think of the skew as when you're presenting it as a clock itself, and then you're going to bring the left hand grinding angle around to face the direction of travel. You start with the handle low. And just go, bring it up in. Now use a much more powerful leg. And then as you get close to the end, bring it round over. Let's go for this try. I don't practice, I don't do much square work. One more time. And if you do this right, you should end up right on the line with a nice soft corner here without any tear out or grain issue. Now there's 6 principal cuts in the square shoulder. That's the first one. The second one is the exact same thing, just in the other direction. So we're going to do that one over here, and we're just going to run that line there. You get the same principle. You start 1/4 inch ahead of the line and just work back until you get to this point right there. This is the exact opposite. You take your skew to the right. 1 o'clock. You bring the right hand grind angle around in the direction of travel. And again, bring my tool right back just a wee bit. A little bit. I'm more comfortable working with this.
cutting with long point.
What? Long point. Yes. Primarily, especially in the square shoulders, almost everything you're going to be working with is long point. Most of them. One more cut. And there we are. Right on the line. Other than the fact that I'm pushing the blue back, this is really nice. You got a really good cut. The next cut is a little chamfer cut. And this is the one where you use the long point and the heel. So we're gonna start again. 1 o'clock, right hand grinding angle, brought over the direction of travel. Just come in a couple times on this side. And bring the heel in. And when you go a little up. Cut this way. It didn't quite get clean. I know this is a practice piece. It will never become anything once you fire on it. It's always good to make sure that you leave a good finish on your piece. All right. The next cut I'm going to do is an absolutely square cut. This is probably one of the more trickier ones to master, and I'm not going to say I'm a master of it, but how you work it is. You got to first create yourself a V cut to the waist sideline of the cut, so you can have access to this point. When you do this one, you're going to present your skew at 12 o'clock. You're going to bring your left hand grind angle around the direction of travel, and you're going to present the tool first at 12, then over at 1, 12 and 1 to give yourself to create a relief cut in here, so that way you've got access to this final cut. So we go in 12, come over to 1. Back to 12, 1 again, a couple times. Okay, I didn't destroy the corners, which it did. The reason you do this is now you have access to just skim back on that pommel without having to worry about anything impeding the direction, the travel of the tool. And here you want to go in at 12, but you want to do at 12:01. Have your top edge just a little past where little past 12 o'clock so you don't catch that top edge. Coming back to that line. Didn't quite get that center there. Yeah, undercut down, the gap in the center. There we go. All right. For the 5th and 6th cuts in the square shoulders, you need a little bit of a relief. So I'm just going to use a parting tool real quick to give myself some access. We're going to discuss this tool a little bit more later on. Okay. All right. Here's a cut at least with the skews that you don't use a long point in this first shoulder. We're going to do a rounding edge. You start in the center of the blade and work over to when you end the cut, you get on the heel. You come in kind of low, clear off that corner first. nice rounded edge, real clean cutting. The one beautiful thing about a skew chisel, you'll get a really clean cut when you do it right.
Is that skew flat on both sides?
Yeah, bottom side. I run a 40-degree bevel on my skew, or 40-degree fluted bevel, ground 28 at both ends, 70 degrees back. Now, this is the one time, this is a spindle gouge. Mine's got some damage to it. I've had some problems in my early years when I first got this thing. But we're gonna do that as an OG. And the one thing a lot of people get confused when they're trying to do these cuts is they grip this tool with your left hand. The left hand is nothing more than like playing pool. You want to keep it nice and smooth and just guide it along the tool rail. An OG is a scoop followed by a round. If you watch Alan's video, he uses an old continental gouge. Modern skew chisel or modern gouge, you don't need to clean the cut back up with the skew. If you got a good lean back on it, you can do this entire cut with one tool. Now you're going to come in first, scoop out the edge, roll it over. Right into that palm, right into the round. There's an OG or a lamb's tongue, and tricky cut to master. In that, I know a professional woodturner that if you ask him to do that on the spindle, he'll charge you an extra $5 per spindle. He hates it. All right. And that's your 6 principal cuts into square shorts. You get your chamfer, your OG, soft corners on both sides, rounded cut, square corner. Now we're going to take it to round. When we take it to round, traditional half round roughing gouge is the tool of choice when you're going to do this. And this is a half round gouge. I grind mine at a 35-degree angle. Works best for me. I'm not saying this is anybody's gospel, but it works well. When you work in this, you're going to go. You always want to present the tool from center to about a quarter of the way up on that side. Always start at the tail end, go in that direction. You're going to work it when you work back the other direction. You want to work from center to that side. You only want to use the wings if when you're coming to complete this cut and meet up the round to the square palm. So we're going to start on this end, and we're going to bring it in. Back the other direction, work the other way. You already half run, roll over to that corner. Trick I learned from Richard Finley, if you're ever working yeah, you can do that to see if it's round. But if you put your chisel down on the thing, bring your railroad in contact, hold your thumb down and it just holds it there in place, you can bring a trailing finger in to just guide your hand and say, yeah, it's round now. Go back the other direction. Feel when it goes around a lot faster than you can hear it. And that's your spindle roughed out, and it is exceptionally rough. So now we're going to use the skew chisel to improve this surface. Now, we're going to improve both the end grain and the spindle itself. When you're doing the end grain here, it's the same as getting this cut right. You want to come in, present your tool at 1201, bring your left hand grinding angle around in the direction of travel, and just skim right down the edge of this tool, of this piece of work. And when you do that, you get a really nice finish on the end here. Really pretty. Now, working your surface, you want to kind of get yourself a set of parallel lines when you're planing this way. You want to, so you can present just the lower third of the tool, and you want to get it to where you can just get that nice peeling cut you see so many guys on YouTube do, and make us all jealous that we can't use this tool. All right, and to do that, you need to have the tool not at a full flat angle. If you bring it at a flat angle, you're going to catch that top edge all the time, and that's when this becomes the exciting. But the devil's switchblade, or as Richard Finley calls us, the drama queen of the woodworking industry. Because if you treat her well, she's beautiful. She'll give you a great finish. Disrespect her for a slight second, and boy, she lets her presence known. All right? So, you start playing. You want to come in, search for your bell mill in the local way, bring that, get it down, work it down this way. Right, and then you get that square, you get that tip right in that corner of that palm. And spin it around the end as much. You don't have to back up your bevel. Bring it back the other direction. Yes, I work both hands. I work both left-handed and right-handed. I want to be able to see what I'm doing. Done right, you can see it gives you a fantastic finish on your piece with little to no need, start to lose a higher grade of sandpaper. There you go. Not too bad there. Now, go back and talk about, we're going to play with a party. Now, everybody knows about bevel riding cuts, but if you try to start a tool, parting tool with the bevel, you're going to end up with a pretty nasty disaster. And that's torn grain all over the surface of your cut. All right. Now, the way you eliminate that, you can come in with the skew chisel. I'll make two cuts, but why use two tools for one item? You start with a trailing motion. And then bring the bevel in and fight this lathe. No. I go about 2,000 RPM, and I'm at 2,600, so I'll crank it up. I'm worried about that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Well, now this is just a big parting tool. So you come in here. Then it's a pretty nasty one there on the side from your parting tool. So that's what we end up. Same thing we got over here. So come here. More on the other side. too big, this was too big to play in that little area. So I switched to my half, that's my medium part. Switched to my half inch. We're coming in, we're playing this down. Oh, this is so much better. And there you go. That's not too much. That's so much nice. We got a little one right now. I don't know if that camera can see it or not. You got just a little bit. The only thing that's really running with this cut is right at the tip of that skew. And the top edge is fold it over just a little bit so that way you don't catch it on the side coming down. But when you do that, you get a really nice finish. Alright, good bit of information when you're using a party tool is to go in about half the width of the tool. So come in, go right out and get it, step down and come. So this way, your tool doesn't grab or snap back on you. So again, that's just this way it just eliminates but you feel the body going up all the way down. Now, there's a little bit of a refresher. I'm going to do that same cut I did over here, right here. Lower my now I can put my rest back down where I thought it was supposed to be. Felt like I wasn't running. We're going to bring the tool back over to the 11 o'clock. Put the left leg right down, go down. The face is directly crossed. We're just going to make nice little cuts. One more time. You create a nice, smooth, round rubber angle with minimal need for sand. It's absolutely fantastic. And the people may think that you're using a lot of pressure. Alan uses other things. This is not much more than sled runners running on snow, which in Texas means absolutely nothing. None of us know what snow is. But you don't put a lot of pressure on them. To demonstrate that, I'm going to cut down both sides of this little disc here. You can see all we're doing is light this tool. The only pressure I'm really applying with this tool is just to the rest and just to make sure that I don't get my edge caught. The pressure I'm putting towards the wood is minimal. And you cut it off. Put too much pressure. Dang it. Alright, let's see if I can cut those green ones so that. I practiced this thing about 7 or 8 times in sycamore and it always works very well for me. This maple is a little harder. But the nice thing is, when I'm done with it, you can come take a look at it. The finish on the side of that little ring, even though it's been removed, is still pretty dang good from a skew. It's got a little thin on one side that came through. So we're going to clean up this last bit right here. Little bit of round cutting that you got to do to learn on spindle cutting. And unlike Alan, I am not going to do it by eye. You've been doing this a whole lot longer than I have. I'm going to come in and I'm going to draw me some lines.
Between those centers,
What?
between those center or lower power.
Should be a little low. I always discovered at least it's going to work every dead center and works the best. At least for me. Alright. What we're talking about first is a V-cut. A V-cut is fairly simple in the same. I'm going to start over here on the left-hand side. I'm going to bring the tool over to one that lock the right-hand grinding angle around the direction of travel. And you can start on the left-hand side. Just make slow steps coming in towards the other side. And so a little deeper in the line. And then when you get to this point, hopefully, your right-hand side is just about finished. Your left-hand side just got to move one time and make one cut. And unfortunately, I'm not out of guidance, so I've got to do this a couple times because my cut is not clear yet. Now you can just clean up one more time on the back side. There's the basic V-cut. Okay? Now comes my least favorite cut of all, code. It never seems to get to look pretty for me, but I don't know why it is. The code is, you're just going to come in and scoop it out and bring it out. That's the principle of the code. You start on one side, work on the head down, Y'all want to work down the code, you ever want to bring it back up the other side. Simple wood grain, I'll tell you that. So when you bring it up the other side, you will get one other than living code. One more time. Alright, that really leaves us with the last two steps, which are beads. And so, you do some raised beads over here. If you do that, you're going to give yourself a little bit of clearance. Come in and just give yourself a little bead cut. Steve Jones, he does where he goes straight in here, and then does one like that, and one like that. Okay? Now, currently, you can do a bead with just about any tool you want. Modern spindle galleons will let you get in there, but you run a risk of damaging the other side of your detail. It's always good, at least for my purposes, I always roll a bead with a galleon and have a relief to this side. So I'm going to roll a half bead over here. Get off the edge. So you can roll a nice big bead out. A lot of people like it. But for me, for the most part, I prefer you're going to get a better finish with either a beading parting tool or a skew chisel. So the principle of using these tools is identical. You're going to use just the tip. And it doesn't matter if you're using the beading parting tool or the skew, it's identical in that. So we're going to start with the beading and parting tool. We're going to roll 2 half beads and 2 full beads. Now when you roll the bead, First, we're coming in with an alcohol that tip a little bit. And then you gotta do 4 magical things at one time. And that is you gotta move the tool to the center, you gotta roll the tool, you gotta swing this tool over so it stays in line, and then you gotta lift it so it ends up in the dead center of that cut. Now that principle doesn't matter whether you're using a beat parting tool, a skew tip, or a gouge. Those four things must happen at one time. You must move the tool, you must roll the tool, you must swing the tool, and you must lift the tool to get that bead to work right. Left, right, center, doesn't matter, it's all the same. If you overextend, you get that. That's exactly what I went too far. Pop that out right there. Not perfect. When you first roll the beads, though, it always does you a good thing to just kind of draw a line, maybe make it a little thicker. So when you've got something to work to, you want to leave that line. You also don't want a point. You want to leave that line in place. And that way we work on getting nice, even shaded beads. Using a skew chisel, just what I'm more comfortable with. But again, the same principle applies. You want to use just the tip. You can use the long point or the heel. I prefer the heel. Both are possible. This is a great diamond hole. For the most part, this is what I use to sharpen my skew. There we go. One really nasty gouge. That's all your principal cuts in the spindle work. What? How would I say that if this was a chair leg, I think I'd done it. If this was one of my pieces, I would modify the design. If it was one of my works, I would modify the design. And if you're lucky, you might see me screw that up later on tonight. Now, for practical, this is, I'm going to do one of my, the basis of one of my tool cabinets that I make for stitchers. This is a tool block. This is my primary thing I make for them. I basically rounded this at home because I didn't think I wanted to see me round something else over again. But it's right at the point where I would start skewing it to get it to finish on. So I don't trust this leg. If it was my leg at home, I run it. I don't run the tailstock, but I got a bigger leg. All right. We're going to go through a lot of the same stuff. We're going to come in here and just plane this out. And this is some spalted tamarind. Should be rather pretty beautiful salt that's in there. Nope, still got a little bit of, you can see right there, there's a little bit of the salt mark from the original cut on this piece. Nice and smooth. Very smooth. All right.
You were cutting out with that 1 point down?
I was cutting that with the heel down. If you're cutting, you can play both directions. You can play heel down, you can play long point down. The only difference in the two is if you're doing your heel long point down, use that best if you're on woods that if you're having trouble with the heel down. If it's because the heel requires you to put more pressure into the wood. Long point puts the bulk of the pressure going either into the head socket or the tail socket, depending on which way you're going. And so that way, if you're working a taper, or if you're working really funky wood or burls, occasionally too much pressure going into the wood, it's just going to cause a rip out and tear out anyway. Using the long point, that you can do that, or on really funky woods, you can get this. I've not been able to really get this cut the way I would like to. But you basically want to get your heel down, remember the tip of the scalp straight down, run the complete bevel, and you can be playing wood you do with anything possible. I watched Turkey here do this one time in a class, and was rather impressed that he could do that. Me personally, I still prefer my skew chisel. Because you'll get a nice finish, but you can feel, I can feel it's a little bumpy, bumpier than what I can get with the skew. Now, for my work, I know my hair good, so I don't want to use that. 3/4, up a half, up a quarter, up a half, up a quarter. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut 2 bead down here, half bead, and then 2 full beads, and then I do a finial top to this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down the set out the spacing for my bead and mess it up. So you might be able to see a design modification. So let me get out of the way of my cut, like I've done. Move over. That's good. Alright, so we're going to start with V-cuts down the bottom end. I'll put the center line here, there's no point. One more cut back this way. Because I know how I work, I always leave myself one cut to come back in direction. Yeah, that'll work. Lower that unit some. Lower the half unit a little bit. Ouch, that was rowdy. Alright. That's what happened. Now, I know yes, I'm not messing something up. This is a Thompson 3/8 bolt gouge that's part of the travel set. Grounder 40/40 grind. Let's finish with it. But removing that kind of bulk material, I just didn't want to do the skew to it. Alright, now since I messed this up, again, design modification. Really good. There we go. I get this down to half a minute, so it's not like I've got. Now, when you become used to it, you can never do a plane straight off the edge of the tool, or straight off the edge of the piece. And the easiest caliper you'll ever find is a half-inch wrench. And that's what you need to get to. There we go. Normally on this piece, I will, I'm not going to do a video of the mold here. I would take this, I drill out, there's a hole that goes in the end of this piece, and I drill that out, and then I finish the pinion part of it. Okay. Salted tamarind. My here, tamarind. Actually, this is the sap, but the hardwood is actually rather pretty. So it's a pretty red. Assuming that's Africa. Ancient, big, very tree. There we go. That'll work. All right. Oh, take a look at that. All right. Last thing I'm going to demo is a piece that's just going to be completely made with my 1-inch skew. I do extendable magnets quite a bit in my production line. It's a very common item that I make. And about 2 months ago, I realized that I was first cutting, the way I cut it, I was cutting it with a spindle gouge first, and then going back and cleaning it up with the skew. And I'm like, why am I wasting time with 2 tools when I can do it with 1? And so, started doing it with 1 tool. And can cut pretty quick now. So, show you you need to do concave cuts, not just convex cuts with skew chisel. Now, we're going to pull off the roughing yet. Turn it on the edge. Putting my guidelines, just what works for me, what I gotta cut. The piece is each blank is 2 8-inch long. I go a little over half, and then 1 inch 16, and a little over half on the other side. That's the way I do it. So for this end, it has one bead width on this side. That is going to be a tool block for embroiderers, for people who do hand embroidery. There will be six holes drilled on top. The top, that center finial, I'll make something out of it. I usually drill it before I make something out of it. All right. Now we're going to have some fun with some colors. This side is just basically one half coat and one big coat, or 2 half coats and one big coat. Give myself a little bit of relief there. That's what I say. That's the one thing about that, learning how to use the skewing production aspects. You do a fantastic finish on a piece really quickly. It was their coat tag is what it was labeled as. I think I got it in one of the bring drive articles from the pin group.
What are those?
Extendable magnets. It's a pin stay kit. I never thought they'd sell personally because they're not exactly very cheap. You can go buy one from Harbor Magnet from Harbor Freight cheaper than I did kits from Penn State for. But my wife insisted, no, they'll sell, and they're my third best seller. So I can't complain about it. So they're a good magnet. I can show you a picture if you'd like to see it. But yeah, but that's it. The things you can do with this.
Thank you very much.